Was in Council Bluffs, Iowa last night and decided I want to go check out some small towns. And so let's do a small town, downtown video. If you've never watched one of these before, we picked 10 incorporated towns of less than 5,000 people. We just cruise up and down the main street a couple times and check out the old buildings, the downtown kind of main street feel. And then at the end of the video, we'll rank them. So keep track as we go, and we're gonna do a little circle, kind of starting in Council Bluffs, and then out to the southeast, then north, and come back to Council Bluffs. So we're gonna make a little circle starting and ending in Council Bluffs.
Our first town is Silver City, Iowa, located in Mills County with a population of 245. Had to start in 1879 when the Wabash, St. Louis, and Pacific Railway was built through the territory. It was named after Silver Creek, which is a tributary of the West Nishnabotna River. The town was established near the banks of the creek, and the post office opened in 1879. It peaked in 1900 at 438, and about half of that now, but it's been pretty steady for the last 40 years. Henderson is also in Mills County, population 144. Community was formed in 1877 as residents were starting a Church of Christ. The community was originally named Potter. Then the railroad came through and workers stayed on local farmer Dave Henderson's property and named the area Henderson Crossing, which was later shortened to Henderson. The town was platted in 1880, and that's when the post office was started as well. Population peaked at 244 in the year 1900 and has lost exactly 100 people since then, down to 144 in the 2020 census. This is Macedonia, population 267, and we are now in Pottawatomie County for the remainder of this video. The rest of these 8 towns are all Pottawatomie County. The town was named after the region of Macedonia in ancient Greece, and it's located along the route of the historical Mormon Pioneer National Historic Trail that goes from Illinois to Utah. There was a key crossing at the West Nishnabotna River that led to the formation of Old Macedonia. Religious life flourished there, and a successful petition for a post office happened in 1850. Old Macedonia grew modestly as a trade hub until the arrival of the railroad in 1880 that spurred the creation of this new town site a little bit to the east, and this town was incorporated in 1892. The first census, the population was 295, and it's down to 267. It's been pretty consistent all through the years. Oakland, population 1,524, began in 1880 with the construction of the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad through the area. Before that, in 1833, settlers had arrived to this area and described it as a valley covered in oak trees, thus naming it Oakland. Population shot up over 1,000 pretty quickly after the railroad came by 1910, and it peaked in 1970 at 1,603, been pretty much the same, dropped just a little bit down to 1,524. Next up is Hancock, population 200. There's not a lot to see here on the main street, but it got its start in the year 1880, following construction of the Rock Island Railroad, which is just to the left up here. It was named for its founder, F.H. Hancock. Population never got much more than 300 and is still, maintaining that 200 mark. It's been about the same for the last 40 years. Avoca, Iowa, population 1,683, was founded in 1869, along with the construction of the Chicago, Rock Island, Pacific Railroad. A lot of these other towns were as well. It was named after a place mentioned in the Thomas More poem, The Meeting of Waters, about the river Avoca in Ireland. Interestingly, the county government maintains a second courthouse here to serve the northeastern portion of the county, as Council Bluffs, which is the county seat, is in the extreme southwestern part of this county. Population has been very consistent. 1,627 at the first census to 1,683 at the last. It's gone down just a little bit, but 1,683 is the highest it's ever been. Minden has a population of 600, has had a post office since 1875, was named after Minden, Germany, as it was largely settled by German immigrants. Caspar Foster, one of the early settlers, purchased land here with the condition the railroad be established, and it was shortly thereafter. 600 is the peak population. That's one more than ahead in the 2010 census, and as you can see, it's steadily increased ever since the beginning of Minden. As we continue through Pottawatomie County, we are now in Neola, population 918. Got its start in the year 1869 following the construction of that Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad. Name is believed to be an Indian name meaning place of lookout. Major League Baseball player was from Neola, Jerome Red Downs, who besides being known as a Major League Baseball player, gained notoriety later in a life as an armed robber during the Great Depression. The population is amazingly consistent when you look at it from 1890 at 917 till 2020 at 918. It's gone up and down just a little bit. The peak was 944 in 1930. Underwood, population 954. In 1847, a flour mill and a sawmill were built about 3 miles from here, and the settlement of Downsville was created. They had a post office from 1873 to 1890. Then that Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad came through in 1869. It came through this area, and so Underwood was founded, and that led to Downsville's downfall. In 1882, another railroad, the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad, brought further development, including a station and a depot. Town was named after the first Milwaukee Railroad engineer to run a train through the area. Post office was established in 1882, and the town was incorporated in 1902. It has really grown recently and has jumped, almost doubled in size from 1980 to 1990 time up to 954 today. Our final town is McClelland, population 146. It was founded in 1903 after the Great Western Railroad was extended here, named after W.H. McClelland, the town's founder. He came from Pennsylvania in 1876, and his prior ownership in the area led to the town being named in his honor. It was officially incorporated in 1904. That's when the post office was also started, and the population has not gone up or down very much at all. It's been within about 40 or 50 people from its smallest to its largest. Some great small towns there in kind of western, southwestern Iowa, and that road trip was a lot of fun. And that was a difficult one to figure out the best one. And I'm gonna have to have a tie. I don't like to have a tie necessarily. I like to try to decide which one's the best. But Avoca and Macedonia, to me, are tied at the top. And Avoca, it's just bigger, so it has a lot of buildings. It's interesting how it's like a secondary county seat, and so that was a really good one. A lot of stuff to see there. Macedonia is much smaller, but per capita, it was awesome, and can't beat the murals and different things they had there celebrating their history. So great job, Macedonia. And then for third, it was really tough. I'm going to give it to Oakland, just barely over Neola and McClelland. I thought those were all really good. So the top 5, very, very good. Here's my full list. What was your favorite? Were the top 2 one of your favorites, or was there another one? I think there were a lot of good towns here to choose from. So always enjoy visiting Iowa. Hopefully I can get back there again soon someday. From the little downtown of Henderson, population 144. Yes. It's small, but mighty. I'm sure that's given a lot of joy to young children in Henderson through the years. We're going to give it an 8.5. Macedonia is kind of this incredible little town. And they got a death go around with this awesome mural. How cool is that? I mean, the death go around isn't perfect, but I just think for the whole setting right here, I got to give this a 10. Can't get much better than that. What is that?